Good evening and welcome to the real world. We spoke last week, Harshana Nefesh Mi Bahalos Rosh Tevis Haman, about the danger that comes with the very, very happy Yontif of Purim. Comes with a lot of stress and a lot of stuff that happens in a Jewish home, and a lot of things, a lot of worries and little things that can go wrong that add to the bahala and to the commotion and to the stress of the day. And that the Eitzah is after Amalek, Klal Yisrael wondered Hayesh Hashem b'Kerbeinu Umayin, and that a Jew who lives with the knowledge that everything that happens is exactly meant to happen, it's precisely planned by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, has menuchas nefesh. You can't shake it, but it's very hard to get there, because the way the world and Hashem made that world is that it's constantly distracting us and shaking us from that goal. It's creating a commotion. So we spoke last week about a Rav who I know, our friends who daven by him, who every year the Shal Shudas before Purim, he speaks about trying to make a Kabbalah just for Purim. After you break your fast on the Tainus, Matzei Tainus, just make it for the next 24 hours. I will live that Yesh Hashem b'Kerbeinu. Hashem is within us, and anything that happens, every parking spot, every Mora's timing and the door, and every weather, and every ripped costume, and any guy who squeezes me too hard or spills on me, whatever it is Yesh Hashem b'Kerbeinu. Everything is Bashat. We've said over the story here before about the Yid, the Malamed in the Yerushalayim Cheder, who's sitting in the teacher's room by recess. We've said it over. And he sees his friend, the fellow Malamed, go home, and they go to the phone. He takes the phone in the teacher's room, and it's public. They all hear him, and he calls his house, and he asks whoever answers, is the garbage bag still in the kitchen? Is it still in the bin? And then he says, it was taken out. Could you go check if the city, if the municipal garbage service came and took it out of the bin? Is the bin empty? And he waits a little bit. And whoever it is comes back to the phone and tells him clearly that they took it already. So he says, the bins are empty. Okay, thank you very much. And with a little smile, he hangs up. And the other Rebbeim are very curious, and one of them goes over to him. In every office, in every place, you have that guy who comes up and asks the question everybody else wants to ask, and he says, well, what was that conversation, and forgive me for asking, that you had? So he says, I'm making chasana, and last night I went to Gamach to borrow $10,000 US to be able to pay for the expenses of the chasana, and I put it in my frock. When I came home, my daughter said to me, okay, you have a new frock that you're going to wear at the chasana, so your old Shabbos frock can now be your weekday frock, because your weekday frock looks disgusting, it's threadbare, it's torn, it's worn out, you can't wear it anymore, it's in tatters. So I threw that one in the garbage, and I put on what was my Shabbos frock, because this Shabbos already I'll have my new frock on. So, and then this morning I realized that I threw out the old frock. I had gone to the Gemach with that when the money was in that. So I called my house to know where the garbage was, because I wanted to get it. So the first rabbi says, I don't understand, but they didn't have it, right? He says, right. He says, it was gone, the garbage people took it. He says, yeah. So he says, then why were you smiling? Why were you so calm? So the rabbi says, I'll tell you why, because I'm a Talmud of Rav Gadol Eisner. Rav Gadol Eisner was a mashgiach in the Ger Yeshiva. He was in Chedush Harim. He had been a mashgiach in the Ger Chassidus before the war. He was a survivor. He had lost everything, but he came out. He was a wellspring of emunah and chizuk to other people. He says, I'm a Talmud of Rav Gadol Eisner. And Rav Gadol taught us that nicht for azelachem amenten, for was then a if not for moments like this, why are we Jews? That means when everything is clear and everything is easy and everything is light and everything is bright and everything is obvious and everything goes your way, you don't have to be a yid to have emunah. But when you seriously, that money, I'm going to have to pay it back. It was so hard to get the money. It's going to be so hard. That money had to go. Only a yid has the tools and the resources and the threshold to be able to deal with that with equanimity. That's Purim. That's being able to become. So I just want to add to what we said Thursday night. A friend of mine told me over Shabbos, Maishi Silva told me over a Meridek Haisafa, beautiful Haisafa, you heard from Rabbi Reisman. He said that something in the Megillah is strange, that when Esther accuses that the second suit, that the second party says, this one, he's the bad guy. He's the one who wants to destroy me and my nation. And Achashverosh looks at him, and Haman is nivas. He's just completely humiliated. He doesn't know what to say. How did he not know what to say? He was a crafty person. He rose all the way to the heights of power. He was a smooth guy. He was a diplomat. He couldn't figure out anything to say. Couldn't think of an answer. He couldn't say, I didn't know she was Jewish. It wasn't me. I didn't sign the paper. It was a misunderstanding. People do this every day of the week. They lie their way out of this difficult situation. So Haman couldn't figure out anything to answer. He was just quiet. So Rabbi Reisman says the night before Haman had gone to Achashverosh late at night. Achashverosh couldn't sleep, and suddenly he sends Haman with Mordechai. So Haman didn't sleep a whole night, and he also had to deal with this crazy change or reversal where he's playing Mordechai on a horse. It makes no sense. To add insult to injury, he got slops on his head. He was filthy. He came to the party. He didn't even have time to change. He didn't smell good. His clothing weren't good. Rabbi Reisman, he was bibahala. That very thing he tried to do to the Yidden, to create a commotion, lahumam, to make a mahuma in them, that happened to him. That was part of the Vahapachu, that he was completely in disarray, emotional disarray. He was B'Bahala, when a person's B'Bahala, they can't answer normally. So Haman had no answer because he wasn't in that place from when he could answer. That is part of the Simcha. You try to do that to us, look at us. This Purim, we're going to beat Haman one more, because we're going to have Menuchas Nefesh. We're going to become Yesh Hashem B'Kirbeinu Afrei Lechem Purim.